Are you nervous? I always get nervous the first time. You don't?
No, not really.
Really?
No.
But what's going to happen?
We'll do a podcast.
I don't know.
It's not like it's not like your first time having sex.
Oh God, I don't even remember that. That was.
I took to it like a duck to water, though.
Boy, quack,
I'm like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
Boy,
it's like the first time I heard myself on a microphone.
I wasn't nervous. It's true. I wasn't nervous about getting fucked. I was getting nervous that they'd ever call me back.
Yo, it's 2021, y'all. M&P, we got a new show.
If you ain't got no money, take your broke dick home. Poodle.
If you ain't got no money, wait. Pass.
BLING Empire OMG Netflix, we coming for you. Maddie, Poodle,
And special guests, too.
it's Bling Empire on Reality Gaze.
I'm drinking Tito's the rest of my days.
eating Doritos.
This show's the closest we'll get to the glamorous.
All the blocks that boss
Oh,
say.
the glamorous. Oh, the glamorous, glamorous. Oh, the glamorous. Oh, the glamorous. Oh, say, oh, the glamorous. Betty, who are these people?
Poodle. Boy, I'm so glad you asked. Oh, there's Dr. Gabe and his wife, Christine. Jamie is the fashion queen. Kevin's got that banging bod, and Kimberly is a DJ god.
Kane's got Benjis by the tons. Anna's dad sells bombs and guns. Ain't none of these kids gotta worry about bills, and they're all in
Beverly Hills.
Oh, the glamorous. Yo, the flowers say, oh, the glamorous. Oh, the flowers say, oh, the glamorous. Oh, the glamorous, glamorous, oh, the glamorous. I wanted them not to.
You wanted them not to.
Lose my number.
Lose my number.
Yo, this is
I am excited.
Reality Gaze. This is Bling Empire.
Bling
This
Empire.
is Bling Empire.
Reality Gaze.
Bling Empire. Bling Empire.
Well,
you just heard our theme song.
you did just hear our theme song. What we
haven't recorded it yet, but we're
but
going
you
to.
did. You did. We are going to record it. Poodle rewrote that. I mean, what do we say? We're here again. We're teased.
We're doing a Netflix binge.
A binge. We're teased by rich people behaving badly and a little horny.
Yeah.
And what more can you want?
This is kind of this Netflix. This runs in this whole the same kind of pattern of Netflix reality shows where big, beautiful shots,
Selling
lots
Sunset,
of budget.
yeah.
It's very Selling Sunset.
Yeah.
It's I think Indian matchmaking was done with a different intention. It was much more docu-style, and kind of to explain a way of life. This is very much, and this is what some of the executive producers and some of the co-producers, the shows that they have worked on, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, very influential here.
Yeah.
About excess and also about snitty small fights that we'll see.
I hope we get some big ones though too.
Oh, I think we have.
I think we
I
are.
think we're laying the groundwork, as it were.
We're laying the groundwork.
But
now-
we also have definitely Selling Sunset, definitely Kardashians, definitely the movie Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes.
Without the heart that the movie, and maybe we'll get some of that as we go on. But just so you know, this has...
But with a judgy older woman who has a lot of money.
Oh, I love her.
Oh,
I love Anna.
Anna's my favorite.
Yes.
Oh, I just want to be that. I want to be that rich and that confident that I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you like me, you love me, you hate me, you leave me. I'm fucking fine.
It's kind of... She reminds me a little of Patricia on Southern Charm.
Yes.
She's got a little pat
like
in
nothing
her.
touches her.
No. And
That's a good
it's kind of like
analogy.
she does what she wants and really doesn't care and how she's perceived, and however she wants to do it, she'll do it. And then she'll basically see anyone who's trying to come for her, like Christine. Yo,
Ooh.
Christine's going to get the back end of Anna's hand several times this season.
Christine she's this little petite thing. She'll just fall over in 2 seconds. She'll just be like, oh.
We're gonna talk more about the power of a place card that moved.
This is like some
chef's kiss.
You know what is interesting to me in watching the show? Because y'all, if you're new to reality gaze, welcome. We should say my name is Matt Marr, a.k.a. everybody calls me Maddie. And my co-host here.
I am Jake Anthony, a.k.a. Poodle. That is my nickname.
I call him Poodle because when he walks, he prances like one. So there you go.
There you are.
There you are. We've been best squirrel friends for years
what seems like 99 years.
It sounds like 99, but it's really only been
20-ish.
Yeah. So
15.
We normally talk about 90 Day Fiance,
and Love After Lockup.
But we do these binges, so here we are.
So you're hearing we're going to put our first 2 episodes up on our free feed,
and the rest
are going to go up on our Patreon. And you
our
guys,
Gatreon.
We're really excited because we've never really done this with our binge episodes before. We're actually interviewing, and not really interviewing, but we're kind of collaborating with different podcasters to talk about this show because we know we're 2 white gay dudes who, we've seen Crazy Rich Asians. And we can read things on Google, but we'll never fully understand that experience.
Yes.
So that's what we're asking for. So it's not like we're asking them to teach us, but we definitely want to ask them questions.
And clearly we've shared many a bed with some Asian men. Ooh.
Hot nights.
Boy, we are whores. We don't our ass is never discriminate.
That is true.
But
so we're
unless you don't wear deodorant, I don't do that shit.
We'll be kind of announcing who those guests are
and
as we go.
And those conversations with other podcasters those all are going to go on our free feed. Yep. Mainly because we
want to support other podcasters.
We want to support other podcasters, and we just think it'll be funny. So, because they're all funny. So that's what we're jumping into. So, Bling Empire, overall thoughts, Miss Poodle.
I think it's beautiful to watch.
It is. It makes me look
gorgeous.
at LA differently. We live in Los Angeles. And I'm like, what?
It seems like it's the same style of shooting as Selling Sunset.
Yes.
Gorgeous homes.
Lots of drone work. There's some guy.
Color.
There is some guy named Larry who's made so much drone money for his wife has yelled at him for years. Larry, why are you
Netflix drone guy.
Why are you doing those drones again, Larry? Honey, I gotta make the money. And then now he's a rich bitch.
For some reason, I'm seeing them in like Hoboken, her in just an apron.
Yeah,
back 50 years ago.
Larry, I don't get these robots who fly.
When you gonna buy me a diamond?
Larry, it's disturbing. It's just the computers aren't meant to be in the air.
So, I think it's beautiful to look at. Part of me thinks releasing this show now is not a good idea, and part of me thinks it's the perfect idea. I don't know how. I think they're going to get, and I don't want to go into reception a lot, but we're in a pandemic. We're in a place where a lot of people are having to ration everything, and it seems pretty tone deaf to release it now. But it could be that people need this as an outlet to kind of escape everything that's going on.
I kind of went that way.
That's fine.
Watching it just because y'all, if you don't, we're originally I'm from Oklahoma and Poodle's from South Carolina, but we lived in LA for 17 years now.
Yeah.
Almost 16 for you, right?
Yeah.
And this was kind of made me see LA differently, and also for me reminded me of what our city is when it's open.
Yeah,
and you can do things, and
it's true.
So that was that for me, but I can see both sides of the coin.
I think people will be on either side.
It also seems so. It reminds me of where we live, but then it doesn't, because I've never said, Poodle, I want you to go
Let's
to my
shut down Rodeo Drive tonight.
Yeah, I want you to go to my favorite restaurant. So we're going to get in a plane and fly to Razoo's.
Maison de Caviar.
Oh, I meant Razoo's in Louisville, Texas. Yo, I love Razoo's.
Razoo's.
God,
that bread.
When I went to school in Texas, I had fried pickles there every birthday.
Wow.
Did you drink? I bet
Is
you
that-
drank those fishbowl drinks too, didn't you?
Oh, they were so good.
And they got you so
they're not
drunk.
good. They're bad. They're very sugary and bad. But what I would say, strangely, the show that this reminds me of the most is probably Shaws of Sunset on
okay.
Bravo. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's
I haven't.
Bravo about
Our friend produced it.
Middle Eastern people.
I mean, I know what it's about because our friend produced it.
Right.
Paul Gordon's wife.
Oh, that's right.
Kit Gordon produced it.
And a little of Family Karma ish. But it's more the kind of Crazy Rich Asian vibe of let me show you a million pretty things. And I think, just not to give a negative idea, but the first episode either could have been longer, or the only character that we really know anything about is Kevin.
That's true. That's true.
And hopefully we'll find out more about people as we go. And unlike Selling Sunset, we don't have this kind of procedural idea like we're going to sell a house per episode, or this property is going to go through about 4 or 5 episodes. So I'm trying. This is much more like Kardashians, and the thing about Keeping Up with the Kardashians is you know exactly who the characters are, and they spend a lot of time for us to learn about that.
But you kind of know exactly who they are quickly. This was a slower burn.
Yeah. I think they were more interested in sound bites.
agree with
Especially
that.
Christine. They were more
I mean,
interested.
it's heavily produced.
Oh, yeah, the most.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your overview?
Pilots, y'all. So the way, just so you know, as we do this binge, we watch an episode and then we podcast about it. So we don't know what's coming next, and we kind of like to be on the journey with you. I liked it. I would give it I didn't love it, but I liked it as a white gay man living in Los Angeles, and from Oklahoma. I didn't have any Asian friends or anything in my life until I went to college. And then when you go to music school, and we went to music school, so there's tons of people, and so that of all different types. And so, but for me living in LA, I have some Asian friends, but none of them that are
wealthy this way. But I think these are the glitterati. So
this was very whoa, a whole different world that I don't even know exists in my own city. So
that's true.
I'm interested in it just for that. Also, I would sit on Kevin's face.
Oh my God, he is absolutely gorgeous. There's also a magnetism in him.
He has a star quality.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Y'all, famous last words by episode 7 where he's a piece of shit. And we're like, we hate him. I would hate fuck him.
Like Kevin?
How many times have we said that? But anyway, he's super, super hot, y'all. Just the way he talks. And he kind of talks out the side of his mouth. And he's from Philly.
He's got a Philly accent.
And guys from Philly are like, y'all, if you've never had sex with a man from Philly, it's assertive, and I enjoyed it.
At the end, they punch you in the face. And
they're just like, fuck yeah, from Philly, you like that. Yes. Anyway. I'm here for it.
Philly fanatic forever.
Yeah. So anyway, that's your cheesesteak, bitch. So I'm interested, and I loved Anna.
Yeah.
I really liked her, and
she's a great kind of grande dame.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think, y'all, because Poodle and I do a show, well, we used to when we could go out in the world, but we do a theater show called Cabaret where we raise money we always pick an LGBT charity that year and raise money. And I'm pretty sure is it Kim's mom who's the momager? No, Kim is the DJ, right?
Kim is the DJ.
Kim's
Lee
mom?
is the DJ. Uh-huh.
I swear to God, Poodle has those same pair of bell-bottom pants with sequins on the side that he wears in shows.
Those were exclusive to the Chico's
It's
rack.
true. That was Chico Select and Select, mind you.
Yes.
And Kim's mom, I forget her name. Her hair, I need that wig.
A lovely sweep of hair.
That wig would look so good on me.
It's a very nice old lady wig.
I need a voluminous wig, y'all.
You got a lot of volume.
I can't do these little
No.
Poodle can do
your head.
those.
Your head kind of just sits on your body.
I'm kind of a potato head. It's quite big. I'm not gonna lie.
It just looks like every time you put a hat on you, it looks like one of those tiny hats. Yeah, you need something substantial on top of that melon. Yeah,
That's fair.
So I think they did a great thing here, and a very smart thing about making Kevin the eyes of the viewer. Because Kevin didn't really, it was adopted by a white couple from Korea, and so he didn't grow up by any means the way these people grew up.
Yes,
in privilege. But he's become friends with Kane, and Kane has kind of introduced him into this world. He is the Trishelle. He is the LC.
I hope they're really friends in real life, because I kind of am really digging Kevin and Kane's relationship.
I like their vibe, yeah.
I like, I just like that they're so different, and they seem to kind of embrace each other's quirkiness. And,
yeah.
Anyway,
it's
I liked
hard
it.
to tell who's actually friends on any of these
You don't
shows.
know.
Things are produced.
Y'all, if you pay Jake enough, he'll be friends with anyone, almost anyone.
I will tell you, all the women on Selling Sunset hate each other.
Like hate.
Yeah, like Heather Ray would put a contract out on Trishelle if she caught.
Oh
if she
yeah,
could.
oh yeah.
Yeah. They would
sure.
None of them would piss on Christine if she was on fire.
Yes.
Christine from Selling Sunset.
Yes.
Or as I said, aspiring drag queen, Christine Quinn.
It's bad. When does that show come back?
I don't know. It can't come quickly enough. Oh. Now that show's a terrific, beautiful mess. This is going to grow on me because I think they're trying to show us a little reality while we're experiencing the glamour of it all. Of glamorous. Oh, the glamorous life. So Kevin is kind of the eyes and ears of our viewer, and he's moved to L.A.
Yeah, let's jump in. Are you want to jump in the episode?
So he basically said, in Philly, I was the first Asian guy girls ever dated, and in L.A., it's just not the case. Now the whole world, it's a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we find Kane. And Kane is meditating.
He's
chanting.
He's Buddhist.
He's Buddhist.
Yes.
Or I think he practices Buddhism.
His family came from oil and shipping. I mean, even
yeah. If you come from oil, you got a chunk of change behind you.
Even my boyfriend stopped working and watches me because he was like, these people are insanely rich.
Yeah. They own shopping malls. His family owns shopping malls in Singapore, which is where he's from.
And so they've been friends for about a year. And they're he goes to see Kane, and Kane is helping him with fashion sense
and with Buddhism. And I must say, the concept of maybe unattachment and worldly goods doesn't really go what Kane, the rings on his hands and the shoe rack that is against one whole wall. But you know what? Who am I to judge? What he how the Buddha has influence in his life?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Buddhism is one of those
it's
very adaptable religions.
I guess so.
Yeah, maybe he's taking from it what he wants to take from it. I couldn't tell how old Anna was.
That's what I want to be. Don't you want to be that?
Where Anna, if you told me Anna was 65, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And if you told me Anna was 45 or 40, I'd be like, okay.
I don't know if I believe that,
No.
close. But if you said she was 85, I'd say, okay. Yes.
That's good work.
Okay, yes.
The work has been substantial, and you can tell she's had it done. It's a little bit like, what's her name? One of the moms, like Elsa, the one who was the mom on one of the housewives shows, Elsa.
Yes.
She looked kind of a little bit like her, and not even a close way, because Elsa's had a lot of surgery.
She's had a lot of surgery.
But even people like Christine have had things shaved off and had some foot fillers.
Yes, and we're going to get to Christine. Actually, so anyway, they're trying on clothes and practicing Buddhism, and Kevin says Kane has always made me feel like part of the group. Kane is basically Kevin's kind of gateway into this world.
I think he's why they know Anna. He's why
Christine.
Yeah, he is Kevin's Gatsby in a way.
Yes, good call, Poodle. Good call.
Yes, I don't know what that makes Anna. maybe the green light. I'm not sure.
Maybe. I know that. So the Chu residence we are frequenting is in Bel Air.
Dr. Gabe Chu, plastic surgeon, and his wife Christine.
Yes.
I can't believe. I just need to go back just a little bit. How dare you cover up the fact that Kevin took off his underwear and said, "Don't look," because I could not breathe for a moment.
I need. Y'all don't pull over. I think, for those of you new, we're doing this in the middle of L.A. by a busy street.
Unlike the Chews, we do not live in Bel Air.
We do not live in Bel Air, so sometimes you hear a little bit of the city.
Yeah.
So we always say don't pull over because we had listeners that had pulled over thinking they were getting stopped by a car.
Yeah, I think that's an ambulance.
Yeah,
instead of a fire truck.
God be with them. So
our COVID numbers are not good, you guys, right now. So.
When Kevin and we saw a little bit of Bush.
We did.
And I'm here for it.
Oh,
I hope he's naked this whole season.
He takes my breath away.
Because they did show that he's going to be like swimming.
Yeah.
And you see him jumping in the water.
They showed him in a harness too.
Okay, don't get me started on that.
I was like, what?
I'm just saying, Kevin, if you need two people to be president of your OnlyFans, you found them.
Well, if you start an OnlyFans, I'll subscribe.
I'll subscribe to that. Make your money, Kevin.
Get that. So, and he's trying on clothes that Kane has, because Kane's like, basically, Kevin says, well, you're looking a little bigger, and Kane's like, well, fat is prosperous in Mandarin.
Oh, that's what they call it. They call it prosperous.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say, saying, I'm just a little more prosperous than I was before.
I wish I could say that.
The COVID quarantines made me slightly prosperous. I'm going to use that from now on. Gotta get rid of this prosperous. So Kevin looks good in anything, of course, because he's a model. So we do go to the Chews in Bel Air, and we meet Christine and Gabe Chu, who's a plastic surgeon. And they are doing a big Chinese New Year party.
Yes, they're doing a big party. What we should say, too, so they have a baby they call Baby G.
Baby G, who is adorable.
That baby is so cute.
Yeah.
So
Baby G's going to steal the show, y'all.
We should say that Dr. Chu is, we forget about this because we live in the United States and we don't hear about this a lot. He is the 24th direct descendant of the China. He basically, she says his father would be an emperor.
Yeah.
If they lived in China, if they still had that and did all that in China.
Yeah.
So therefore, their child, she talks about the thing in Chinese culture is the woman to produce a male heir. That's still a thing.
Yeah.
That's what we kind of learned a little bit about stuff like that in Crazy Rich Asians, but not anything. So I did enjoy that kind of stuff. That I'm like, oh fuck, people still think that.
It's still very aristocratic in that way. I'd also like to say that Christine's ego is quite inflated to say something like, and Baby G would be a prince.
Yeah.
And you guys, from the moment you saw Christine, you're gonna be like, okay, this bitch thinks she's all that.
Now, did she come? I wonder where she came from before, because she almost seems like she acts like new money to me.
Oh, I think so too.
Don't you think?
Totally. That's why Anna, who is old money, is like, nope. Yeah.
Anna's like Barbra Streisand. She's been and yes, it only took 21 minutes to get into gay stuff.
Right.
But whereas like Barbra Streisand is so famous since she was 19, she's just Barbra Streisand. She doesn't know anything different.
And someone like Kane would never say he was the descendant of an emperor. It would take someone else to say it.
Yes.
Or it is new money, old money. She probably married Gabe is a plastic surgeon who's probably done quite well for himself. I would
Oh,
imagine.
is that what he's a plastic surgeon?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe she doesn't. She is, because usually people like even Kane is not talking about his own wealth. It's almost uncomfortable for him sometimes.
Yeah, he talks about getting things.
And his family's wealth.
And even the way Anna does it, it's not as... She just does it. She's not saying,
Right.
we're going to go spend a lot of money and go to a fancy rich place. She's like, let's just go to fucking Paris.
And so you guys, for the Chinese New Year, she is shutting down Rodeo Drive. God, I could only imagine how much money that cost. From, I believe it was like, where was it? It was for a certain part of a Rodeo Drive.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I thought you were going to say the street. From Doheny down to Little
could
Santa
tell.
Monica, no one gives a shit. It's the part of Beverly Hills, though, that's the pretty part. You walk up the hill, and it's all like cobblestone.
So they're going to do that, and she's like, and what's going to be best? You know, a lot of times you get, like, gifts for this, and people forget those, but, you know, we're going to actually, we're going to sponsor one Chinese orphan per guest. Now...
Okay.
Do you get the picture of the face of the orphan that you're sponsoring on your napkin? It felt like such a weird way. It sounded like something like that Karen Walker would say on Will and Grace.
Yes,
like,
it does.
And this is to sponsor Chinese orphans.
Stanley didn't want to, but, you know. Exactly.
Gross.
This seems so, again, that... Let me show you how prosperous. Let me show you how
big my heart is.
Let me show you how giving we are. Instead of they could have just donated the same amount and said, in honor of everybody coming here, we're donating $5,000 to this charity. Even that's still little, but at least it's like, but an actual like, you get an Asian baby. You get an Asian baby. Everybody gets a Chinese baby. Like it just felt.
It did. It's you get an orphan. You get an orphan.
Everybody gets an orphan.
And guess what? This orphan's parents were dead before this other orphan's parents.
Exactly.
This orphan's parents died horribly.
Horribly. It felt gross.
Yeah, gross.
It felt weird.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe she'll turn out to be better, but boy, she seems like she's just kind of self-serving. You know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Don't know why I think that. So then she's getting all her jewelry. She does speak a little bit about her infertility struggle. Because she could not have a baby. I think she said it was...
Baby G was a miracle baby.
Yeah, that she was unsuccessful
for like
getting
8
pregnant.
years or something.
Yeah.
Long time.
And so that was their baby. And
you know what? Same for Poodle, y'all. He keeps trying.
I keep trying and trying.
It doesn't work. Doesn't.
But you know what? I'm a trier. I believe I will. But you know what? It's really fun doing it.
Fun trying.
Yeah. The fellas seem to like it too.
No, but seriously though, our heart goes out to anyone on that because we know that so many of you, even out there, are going through that too.
Right.
So,
but you know, when you're 16 or 17, you can think about fucking a boy and you're pregnant.
yeah,
It is unfair.
it is unfair when you're actually ready to have children.
Yep.
That your body's like, nope,
Yep.
sorry,
Yep. So, Christine does.
shouldn't have drank that Goldschlager, and fuck some guy named Paige.
Paige. That's a weird name for a man.
I know that's why.
Hey
babe,
Christine.
I'm Paige.
Christine is all about these little bon mots and these little expressions. She's like, more is more when it comes to jewelry. I don't know if that's always true.
Okay, I want to admit something
Just winds
to you.
up being tacky.
I feel like this was kind of ingrained in me as a kid because I would go with my mama downtown to downtown Main Street in Ardmore. We'd always go see Cynthia, who worked at Goldcrest Jewelers, and she was my mom's friend.
Goldcrest Jewelers?
Goldcrest. It's not there anymore. And so I don't know what happened to Cynthia.
Neither is Cynthia.
Neither is Cynthia. Well, so anyway, we would go down there and we would go, and my mom would get some of her rings fixed or whatever, and her and Cynthia would talk. And then I would go around and just look at all the jewelry, and it was this Art Deco. It was Main Street, so it's the old Main, so it's kind of Art Deco looking.
Yeah.
But old. And so I would imagine what it would be like to like wear like a flapper dress and like
To be a lady?
Yes, and Cynthia would go around and tell me all the different stuff.
Cynthia knew.
She did all about the different gemstones and stuff like that. In fact, there was a couple that came in. I was 11 years old, and I could tell the difference back then between a diamond and a cubic zirconia.
Wow.
I put the little thing on my eye and everything. I don't remember how now, but she told me all about the flaws and all this stuff. Point being, I've never really talked about this on this show.
Yeah, I really missed it. Really missed your jeweler knowledge.
I kind of love jewelry, and I think, there's a thing is like, as a man, I just don't wear a lot of jewelry ever.
Yeah.
But if I was a woman,
You'd wear pinky rings. I'm afraid you're going to get to the point of wearing a pinky
I don't
ring
know.
one
I don't
day.
think I would do a pinky ring. I think I just would do a full-on. It's like my Uncle Andy. He's dead, but he was a millionaire. But then he'd lose his money. But he would buy like those men's like Texas
Yeah, those
size
big,
rings with diamonds on them, and he would smell kind of like aftershave and cigar. He was like a J.R. Ewing.
Yeah.
He really was a real life J.R. Ewing. I would totally wear shit like that.
So, how does that relate to Christine?
I'm just saying, I kind of agree with her that maybe more is more.
Okay.
I'm not against it.
Gotcha. We have to agree to disagree.
Fine.
I
I won't tell Cynthia.
I like more understated stuff, but that's me. I don't think that's. But even like Anna will wear like on her hand, she'll have like one big ring, but
Yeah.
not like Christine, who has like it's old money, new money, y'all. It totally is.
I don't think I would go crazy like Christine.
Let's talk about Kelly Lee.
Kelly.
So
Kelly.
Kelly-
Why? Because I just read that Screech has cancer.
Where
Sorry, Kelly. That's from Saved by the Bell. That song, Kelly.
I know.
But then I just read Dustin Diamond has stage 4 cancer. That's
So
sad.
Kelly-
So Kelly.
It is. It is sad.
It is sad. So Kelly, she said she
Never
moved to
getting
Los-
through this show.
She did what Poodle did. She moved to L.A. to run away from a boy and chase another.
And to chase another one.
Because I remember when
Done that.
when Jake called me.
I literally did that.
He did. He called me in Dallas. He just got home and he said, "Listen, I'm moving to LA." And I said, "I'm so excited. Why? Do you want new opportunities?
I gotta get out.
Do you?" And he's like, "I got to get out." And I said, "Why, Poodle?"
And I said, well, I was sitting there in a circle talking to people, and I realized I had by proxy fucked everybody in the circle. not fucked personally, all of them, but in other words, I'd fucked that guy who had fucked that guy. So I'd fucked like 3 of them, but we'd all fucked each other.
3.
And it's to the point, maybe 4. 5.
You can't.
When you fucked all your friends, y'all, it is time to leave that city.
When
It
you're-
is time to leave.
When you're in all the advertisements for JR's bar, it's time to leave.
When they're like, that bitch again?
That bitch again.
When you have a drink named after you,
Yeah.
it's time to leave.
You can still go to JR's and get the Poodle.
It's just like cheap vodka, 1 ice cube. No water, no nothing.
And half of it eaten cherry.
With a condom on the rim.
Yeah. Anyway.
So gross.
That is.
So Kelly, y'all, she did exactly that. She is in a relationship with a guy named Andrew, who is an
Andrew.
actor who was most famous for being the Red Power Ranger.
Ranger.
Do you remember how hot the Power Ranger was? Like Tommy? Remember how hot Tommy was?
The Power Rangers were part of my sexual
Me
awakening.
too.
They were very hot.
Tommy with the long hair.
Yes, Tommy was hot.
And you know, one of them, the Green Power Ranger, was gay.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. What happened to him?
What's his name? People are screaming in their cars.
Hey, Siri, what's the name of the Green Power Ranger that's gay? That didn't work.
Danny?
I don't know. Siri doesn't care.
I
Siri's
don't care.
homophobic.
You could tell because he was a nerd, and they always make the nerds
true.
are always gay.
We really need to get you an Alexa or Hey Google.
Probably a good idea. So, y'all, Andrew they're doing some kind of steamy sex scene. Andrew's long hair is gross. Let's
I don't
just
mind it.
Nah, gross.
I like it shorter, but I don't mind it. It makes him look kind of.
Especially the chin length. The chin length. If
Oh,
it was
but
longer, it'd be okay for me.
I don't mind it, especially if they're on top of you, like kissing and doing stuff in your hair. It tickles your neck.
I think that's more personal for you.
I don't mind
but
it.
so he's like, yeah, I didn't think I'd find a girl like this, but I threw a prayer up, and that's what happens. He's
Now,
a douche, y'all.
I think he's a total douche.
I've got more to say about him later.
And I think anyone who wears I'm sorry, I'm just going to say this. Any straight man, even an actor, who wears that color of contacts in their eyes is weird. Because I looked up his eye color.
There are red flags already.
His eye colors are kind of a hazel, but this weird blue thing,
Yeah.
I don't think that's his real eyes, is it?
I don't think he's mentally well.
It's weird.
Yeah. So anyway, we find out.
He's our Catherine of this from Southern Charm. Of
Yeah.
like Catherine.
Now
he's our crazy.
He's fucking hot.
Oh yeah, he's
totally hot.
And
So
he is, but Kevin's way hotter.
I agree, totally.
Like y'all. I know
Kevin's got more
I
personality.
know Kelly says that Andrew's great in bed.
He's got a nice dick though.
Andrew, yeah, he does. Y'all, Poodle
Yeah,
has the gift.
unfortunately.
he does have the gift. Now we say Kelly was married before, right? Is
Yes,
she the one?
she was married. They had tons and tons of money, and the government basically her ex-husband was running a cyber scam, and they had to pay the government like a couple $1 billion.
Yes. So they divorced.
Yeah, that's not something you want to wake up and find
No.
out.
No.
Sleeping with the enemy.
I worry about that every day. Reality Gates podcast fan. So when co-host Jake, aka Poodle Anthony, ran a large web sex scandal under the alias of Piano Cat 77.
Bitcoin was removed out of the apartment. What is a physical Bitcoin? I just see it as a big actual coin.
I don't think that.
I don't
Probably
think they're real.
I bet Piano Cat would con people into buying butt coins.
Probably.
Need more butt coins, boys.
So, I think that'd be a hard conversation to have.
Y'all, if you're new to this show, we're sex positive.
We are.
We are sex positive.
Definitely.
Get yours. But yeah, he's cool. So anyway, so now she's like, I just want to marry for love. Y'all, she's marrying for love, but also for that
She's marrying
D.
for D. She's marrying for D.
Because she says, this is her bias, so not ours. Don't come at us. But she says he's half Native American and half Latin. And she said that Latin thing is true.
Yeah. I just think he's cuckoo.
Yeah.
There, you just get those vibes.
Yeah.
So Anna Shea, y'all,
Anna.
queen of the show.
I'm just singing something.
Oh,
It's not a
okay.
real song. I just felt like she deserved an entrance.
She does.
Y'all, she's hammering at a wall in a fucking
with a sledgehammer.
gown. A sledgehammer in a gown.
I this is why she was kind of every time I see her moving, she kind of is like life is too luxurious to move. Like it's actually hard for her to move through air.
Yes, yes, that's fair.
Like just it's an interesting way to go through life.
Yes. She's
Like everything takes a lot of effort for
Yes.
Anna. Maybe has some kind of like illness or something. I don't know.
I hope not. She's so rich. Basically, her father was Tony Stark.
Yes,
Basically, if you're a Marvel fan.
he made weapons.
He made
Nerd
weapons,
alert.
guns, defense technology. Y'all, that's a lot of money.
And she's half Japanese, half Russian. So that explains her cutthroat style.
Yes. I really why couldn't
Or
you
Russian.
find somebody that dealt in arms to marry? Really?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be in the just
I
shitty
feel like-
apartment in the middle of Los Angeles.
I feel like there are fewer career opportunities in the world that would give you worse karma.
True.
I mean, maybe she didn't choose it. I'm just mostly thinking about her.
Still.
Yeah.
This whole thing makes me wish she would have married someone rich.
I know. Maybe it can still happen. It can. I'm too
It
old.
can't. He's too old in gay years. Unless you get like an
If you're-
80-year-old man.
If you're over 40, that's the only
way you can
I'll
go.
do it.
Yeah.
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 They have to be like we're talking in retirement
But
homes.
now the Gold Coast closed. Where are you going to find them? Y'all, it's a bar in L.A. That's a deep dive.
Maybe there's got to be somewhere I can meet eligible older men waiting to die.
Come at us if you know. Come at us. Poodle needs a date.
But I need to find. They need to have money.
Yeah.
I'll beat anybody there to it too.
You will.
Mm-hmm.
So Maria is her friend over there. I don't know really who Maria is. I don't think it matters. But they're just tearing down this wall because Anna. She just basically said she raised her kids. And she kind of put her life on hold. And she said, I'm just ready to have fun. So she's been out of the social scene.
Now it's time to live for her.
Now it's time to live for her and do things for herself again. So that's kind of the introduction to, I think, the main cast.
Yeah.
And then we jump to Chinese New Year on Rodeo Drive, the year of the pig.
The year of the pig.
And I went, who called me fat?
And this looks like it's Chinatown 90210, what they flash it across.
Yes.
And basically, Kane is saying Chinese New Year is so much better than American New Year because in American New Year you get hungover and you wake up all, and Chinese New Year you get a red envelope with money.
Can't disagree.
I agree.
Can't because y'all, if you're gonna make a bad decision and sleep with that guy that you told yourself you never would sleep with, but nobody was there to kiss you by 1 a.m,
yeah.
At least you have money.
So, if you're thinking about when this was filmed, you guys, this was probably filmed in the month of January, maybe early February of last year, because that's Chinese New Year.
Yeah, that's
where
New Year.
when I was in China.
And they film these usually pretty quickly, so I bet you they wrapped right before COVID started. I bet
you they did too.
Yeah.
So I think they probably got around that.
They probably did. They probably did. Because Netflix stuff comes out, they film it. It might have even been before, because Netflix has such a long period they take to make and develop things.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why they have y'all, they're releasing a new movie, what is it, every week this entire year?
Good for them.
Good for them. It's a little scary.
Of varying quality.
Yeah. Holiday. Not so much.
Oh, shit. My brain is still
we can't talk about our crossover crap with Holiday.
Over that movie.
We can't.
So
it's confusing.
Christine basically says that she met Anna on a flight one time, and that's how they know each other.
But the difference is, like Anna would say, "Oh, I met Christine on a flight."
Mm-hmm.
Christine said, "I met Anna on a flight, flying.
We were going to blah blah blah.
We were going to somewhere, flying Air Emirates in first class, eating caviar.
Right.
That's the way she says it. Where Anna would just be like, I met her on a flight.
And so they're talking, and she's like, "Oh, Anna, you pulled out your best diamonds." This really is, if you've ever seen the TikTok of two bottoms talking to one another,
yes,
that someone posted.
Yeah.
How can I help you? Oh, you can get me this. It's the most passive aggressive discussion,
y'all, because two bottoms in their 20s are like vipers towards each other.
Their main goal is to kill the other,
because you really feel like they're going to get that dick you wanted.
There's only one allowed in a 10-foot space.
Yeah, because depending on where you live,
it's Mortal Kombat.
Sometimes there's only one top in the town.
Natural selection.
If you're in fucking
if you're in Pine Bluff, Arkansas,
there's
one top.
Yeah. There's some guy named Arnold who's dumb with a huge dick that everybody's going to fuck.
Pine Bluff.
Who knew?
Natural selection.
Come at us if you're from Pine Bluff.
Did I make up that name of that town?
I don't know. Anyway, so because Christine says what is interesting, she said she uses a word, there's a small circle of rich Chinese people. She says Chinese.
Yeah.
So, it's just a very small world. And so she's talking to Anna, and she asks Anna, we don't know much about Anna's ex-husbands, but she asked Anna, are you going to get married again? Are you looking for love? Anna's like, no.
I have a feeling it didn't work out.
No. And Anna said, when I met Christine, at first, it was really nice to talk to her. She was very down to earth. She wasn't superficial. She's like, in the years that I know her, the more and more she has to name drop, and I feel like she's always trying to prove something to me. And she's just not into that at all. So then Anna tells Christine about her party. She's like, I'm having some friends over. And she says something that I think I'm going to start saying to you. Christine said, should I bring suitors? I'm going to say that from you. Anytime I'm going to meet you, I'm like, Poodle, should I bring suitors?
I already have two. Thank you. We're full up here.
Just imagine me bringing like 10 guys. Like,
all with bouquets.
Yes, with the bouquets, but no shirts. So kind of like the pit crew in Drag Race. And Poodle just looks at them and goes, no, maybe.
It's like Steve
Yes,
Rubell
yes.
at Studio 54.
Stay around until midnight in case this one doesn't give me what I want.
You're an 11:30. You're a 10. You come up right now.
Come up right now.
You come back tomorrow. Maybe you'll get in. Totally Studio 54.
Totally studio different.
Can you imagine what that must have felt like when they had like Steve Rubell? You've seen things when he was like, nope, you, and people are like saying, Steve, they're like, you don't belong here. Can you imagine what that must have felt like, either to get rejected or to be told on the basis of your outfit what you look like that you could get into this kind of like pleasure dome of Kubla Khan or something? I just
Welcome to the world of women.
That's true.
Boy,
That's the
isn't
truth.
that the truth?
But I'm just that's the
But yeah, I can't
ultimate
imagine.
example.
I can't imagine. No.
Yeah. Yo, we're going to take a little commercial break. We'll be right back. Ugh. Anyway, where were we?
Anyway, by the
So-
way, y'all, Poodle, and you know what? I gotta admit it. I probably would too. We would have fucked anyone in our way to get in Club 54 when we were in New York.
I would have fucked Steve Rubell
Sure.
in a second.
Sure.
Can you imagine how much cocaine was in there?
Oh my God.
Hot bartenders. Oh.
Oh,
So
that
you
movie
could have
was part of my
you could have
sexual
met-
awakening.
You could have met Liza Minnelli.
Stop it.
I know. So Anna basically says, "Oh, I always stay at the presidential suite at the Plaza," and Christine's like, "No, that's where I stay." And Anna's like, "Oh, that's funny." Then it gets in the two bottoms talking it again. "Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it's funny. I guess
you do. I guess. I think you might be wrong.
Do we stay there at the same time?
Do we stay there at the same time?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. My favorite of that whole thing is, I'll have a medium. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
We have Venti Grande. I don't know what that is. You need to look at that. I think it's called Two Bottoms.
No. A
or-
listener sent it to us.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
It's a TikTok.
TikTok. I'm not on TikTok.
It's a TikTok.
It's a TikToker.
Is that what they call it? A video on TikTok?
I don't know.
It makes me feel old to ask what that is.
I'm not on it. I don't want to be on it. I've got enough.
It scares me a little.
People ask us, they're like, you and Poodle should make TikToks. I'm like, do you think we have time for that? Do you know how long we would have to put makeup to have our face on camera?
I'm also afraid if I make something, someone will call me old because I'll upload it the wrong way.
Same.
That's my biggest fear,
Same.
actually.
So, yeah, we're not going to do it.
Like when I first got on Reddit,
Oh, God. And they called you old.
and someone said, "How old are you?"
And he was like, ah!
Because of the way I asked the question.
So I was inquisitive. So anyway, Kelly, Kane, Kevin, and Jamie
Say that again.
Kelly, Kane, Kevin, and Jamie are all having lunch. And Kane's like, oh, the pressure. My family wants me to buy property with my millions of dollars.
And there's like, I would have gone to college, and they're like, they're all in agreement. Fuck college. I don't know if I would say fuck college, because college can teach you about the world.
Well,
or maybe they learned about the world by jet setting around the world.
Well, college helped get us out of our circumstances.
Yeah.
But for
Maybe they
them,
don't need to.
Would you want to get out of that if you were in that?
I guess so. I feel like college, or maybe this is my perspective. You learn how you want to be.
Oh yeah.
You learn more than people that you like your parents. Teaching you things. If I hadn't gone to college, I don't know where I'd be.
No, exactly.
Anyway,
same.
So they're basically on Kevin, like, how's your dating life? He's like, oh, my dating life's a mess, blah blah blah. And then he's like, Kevin wants to date Kelly, but he's with Andrew.
But she's with Andrew.
She's with Andrew. Now, if Kevin was with Andrew, I would watch that OnlyFans.
Oh,
woo!
Ooh.
Wonder how much money it would take.
This is a gray area. So, because then they kind of allude that, well, Kelly says she's happy with Andrew, even though they do seem to fight a lot. We're going to get into more of that
Yeah,
later.
we're going to see that.
We're going to see
And
that.
It's scary.
Kelly's like, we fight a lot now and again, but I love him. And y'all, then we move on to the photo shoot. And we meet
Mama Kim.
We meet Kim, yes. And so
Kim and Mama Kim.
yes, this is the first time we're meeting Kim, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a famous DJ.
Kim is a super famous DJ.
Singapore, mostly.
In Singapore. I want to
Or
go
all over Asia, I think.
I do want to go to Singapore.
It's beautiful.
You've been?
Yeah.
When did you go to Singapore?
I was there.
God, you fucked your way around the world. Jesus.
It was only when we just a quick trip from when I went to Japan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, look at you.
Didn't really get to spend a long time there, though.
Who'd you go to Japan with?
I just went.
Oh. By yourself?
Yeah.
When'd you do that?
I think that was in between college and grad school.
Oh, good for you.
I was just kind of flying all around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was before more of your sexual awakening, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I could have really blazed my way through there.
Oh, yeah. Woo!
Anyway.
Yo, when Poodle shows up in the East, it's the year of the bottom. I don't care. I don't care what animal it is.
I waited when I was traveling through Europe later on. That was literally like fucking my way through towns.
Good for you. Good for you. So anyway, so they're having this photo shoot with Kim, and we meet Kim's mom, who is a total momager.
Yeah.
And
I think she's just fun. She's encouraging her
she's
daughter
great.
to have fun.
And she's saying, look, you're young, you're sexy, fucking show your tits.
Yeah.
Do all the stuff.
She's like, throw your coat.
Yeah.
I need to take that advice.
I would
throw
do
my
that.
coat.
I would totally do that.
Because Kane takes good pictures.
Yes.
So Kim Lee is there, and they're going to do a good shoot for her. So y'all, you know how when you have a good friend and they're saying, I'm going to take you to my favorite restaurant.
Yes.
But when you have a good friend like Anna, she takes you to her favorite restaurant in Paris.
It's true.
And she flies you there on her private jet. Or actually,
true.
it's not a private jet. It's Air France.
Yeah, Poodle just took me to Merrick's and then left me with the bill. When he told me that once.
I'll take you to Dupar's next year.
Got drunk, left with the guy, and then I had to pay the check.
I got a coupon, so it's fine. 2 for 1.
Anna did. She's just like, we're going to go to Paris.
It's kind of amazing. I want to be Anna's friend.
I do too.
So they're going to like Maison de Caviar. So I feel like the whole series may be sponsored by caviar.
Maybe.
Just
Maybe.
caviar in,
Just caviar.
In general.
I've never, this is going to talk about my raisin.
Never had caviar?
Never had
I've
it.
only had it a couple times.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I think part of the experience of eating caviar is you have to remind yourself eating it. This is a very expensive thing.
Is it like
that
when you
makes
eat
sense.
bone marrow?
No, bone marrow is delicious.
Oh, the texture that freaks me
Well,
out.
yeah, but you have to eat it on toast points.
Oh, I had once, and it was like it was served like in the bone.
Oh yeah, that's how it's
I
done.
didn't.
But no, you take it. Well, you are from a place where you would have to go to Western Sizzlin'. That would be your Friday.
Love the
dinner.
Sirloin Stockade. Loved it. So good.
I still don't believe that is an actual place.
Oh, I'd get my salad with ranch, and then I'd put some cottage cheese on it just to give it a little protein.
Why did they? Why is it a good idea to call your restaurant the jail?
The jail,
Stockade. That's a jail.
but I think in cow terms, it's like where the
Is
cows.
it something different?
I think a stockade is where the cows are, or like a barn. Oh God.
What is a stockade, Siri? Oh, I can't say it after it. Siri, what's a stockade?
This is like
My
dealing.
phone won't listen.
This is like dealing with an 80-year-old who doesn't know how to
Anyway,
do
well,
anything.
no, who cares what a stockade is?
Hey Siri, what is a stockade?
Jesus.
Enclosure of palisades and tall walls, made of logs placed side by side vertically, with the tops sharpened as a defensive wall.
So it's not really. We were both wrong. A stockade is normally like what we see of like in forts. Forts would have a fence with the stockade.
I've always thought a stockade was a prison. Huh? I didn't know.
Well,
I'll look at it when I'm not looking on Siri. So anyway, where were we? So we're
somebody was like, I thought they were talking about this Bling show.
So caviar, that's where we were. So we see they get there, and apparently because Anna's never had a job, she's like, my father never wanted me to have a job. Because obviously, I guess with your super, super wealthy, that would be almost an insult sometimes. And I understand why people would. It's quaint to have a job because you would have to do something.
I guess like when Laura Ingalls Wilder, she got in trouble for getting a tan. Because back in the days, women did get a tan. The fairer skin you had showed you didn't get outside and work.
What?
You remember that reading from the Laura's from Little House on the Prairie books?
They didn't like it when she got sun never
on
read
her,
the books.
I
only saw the
when
show.
She got sun on her neck. She'd get in trouble.
Who didn't like it?
Her mother. Like that's not what you do. You don't get sun on your neck.
I thought they were a pretty down to earth family.
Wait, maybe that was Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah. I think you're
don't
wrong.
Remember. It was in some book. Maybe Encyclopedia Brown.
I think this is all misguided. So I want to move away from it as quickly as possible.
At me if Encyclopedia Brown couldn't work.
I think it's definitely not Little House on the Prairie because they are all about farm work.
Okay.
So Florent, her French friend. Oh, but you waylaid me. We're talking about her being a flight attendant.
Yes, she was a flight attendant.
Just let me get out one point. God. Anyway, she decides she wants to be an Air France flight attendant. She's like, I got to go work. So they humor her and they give her. So apparently she just gives out drinks and peanuts to people.
Oh, this is what peasants do. It's charming.
I kind of love that, but it's also disturbing. They would allow a woman to do that.
It was at Kim or Kane who had that good line that said she goes to Paris more times a year than she goes to Silver Lake.
Yeah.
Y'all, because people in Beverly Hills never go to Silver Lake. Never.
They would probably never cross La Cienega.
Yeah, that's fair. They might go to Hollywood to see a show at the Pantages.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Never would cross Western.
No.
Never.
No.
Would never
Not
cross
even
Western.
Gower. Why?
Yeah, you're right.
Why?
Yeah.
Sorry, we got very California.
So they are we meet Florent, the French friend.
You just sounded like
we meet. I try to say we meet
Florent. Is that how I say that? Florent.
Florent. Mm-hmm.
Florent.
Florent. And they and he's like, prices don't exist in Anna's world. It's kind of nice. So this is just a French hanger-on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just a very handsome French guy who loves all of her taste.
Yes.
Who, I don't know if he's gay or not, but he certainly could play one on TV.
He probably isn't gay. He just does it. And so they get to the hotel, they've unchecked their bags, and this is when Florent is talking about this, is after, it's important to know, after Anna and Kelly have left the hotel to go shopping.
Right.
They're going shopping, and they left Andrew at the hotel.
Because he was asleep.
He was asleep.
And then we get a call.
Well, first of all, she buys Anna a friendship ring.
Which, when I had a friendship ring, it was made of string.
I had a friendship ring, and a guy tried to put it around my junk because it was a cock ring.
Oh.
That's all I got.
That wasn't exactly a friendship, was it?
No. He left that night with the ring. So
didn't even give it to you.
Didn't even.
Okay.
But
some friend he was.
But we were friendly for a few minutes. Yeah.
Well, who else can we depend on but our friends?
It's true. 'Cause you gotta have friends.
Fuck me.
Exactly.
So,
which probably happened because Bette Midler sang that in a bathhouse.
Exactly.
Boy, what would it be like to be in New York, to hear Bette Midler and then go get a blowjob? That's the best of both worlds.
I'm sure she was responsible for a lot of people having sex.
Oh, yes. Yes.
She's probably proud of that, though.
Gay men who are just overstimulated, and they're like, oh, my God, someone Someone spit roast me now.
Someone pummel me.
God, that was amazing.
I just saw someone sing and I need to put sex with it.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
It's like me
Yo,
when I
this
saw...
show's not for your kids.
No.
Not for your kids. Anyway, so then they get the call.
And it's Andrew, you guys. And already his voice sounds very sharp, bitter. Your lack of effort drives me fucking crazy.
He's coming in at like an 8.
And then he starts screaming, y'all.
Then he goes to like
screaming
an
over the
18.
phone. Can you imagine being Anna at this point going, what do I say?
This is on speakerphone too. Like, y'all, the nicest store I've ever been in is probably Tom Ford in Beverly Hills. And when I'm in that store, I just whispered.
Yeah.
Because
that's what
so
you
here
do.
he is in on speakerphone in France,
Screaming at her, saying, he's just being, y'all, let me book report this. This is an abuser. I'm going to say it now.
This is crazy.
He's abusive. Don't ever let anyone talk to you like that if you're your partner.
We literally see the cycle of abuse because he blows up at her.
She explains it away to Anna.
She explains it away to Anna. It's fine and normal. And Anna's like, okay. And then she goes back and he's crying and apologizing and saying he overreacted and what a piece of shit he was. Which, by the way, he looks like a serial killer when he cries.
He does.
And normally
I said that too.
Normally I think
he's an actor.
When straight guys cry, it's really hot.
No,
but
this
his
was scary.
Eyes are all red. I think it's because he has those fucking fake contacts in.
And then she was telling Anna, sometimes we like sit in a room until we work it out for 8 hours. And Anna's like, what?
All I'm saying is I think his lens expresses are hurting his eyes.
Something is wrong.
Something wrong.
Happened on the way to heaven.
And y'all, if he is acting and this is fake, then he's not a good actor.
No.
Because this is weird.
Anna had the best line she's like, you know what? There's no dick that good.
No dick that good.
I beg to differ. I've had some really, really good dick.
That you would put up with that? You're saying this now in quarantine when it's been a long time.
You know what? You're right. I'm under duress.
Oh yes,
I'm under duress.
I mean,
I'm thinking.
God.
I'm having remembrances of dicks past.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
That was the last volume of Proust. Remembrances of dicks past.
You would fuck an old fat crossing guard at this point just to get something.
Truth. Anyway, so we can kind of follow up with we can skip Christine and we can keep going in Paris. You kind of already did it where he exploded. He tries to say I'm sorry, and I said this. He's so petulant even when he's saying I'm sorry, and she says this is the most damning thing. I know he wants to change. He just doesn't know how.
It's literally like
that is the cycle
101.
Yep.
Y'all, if you see your relationship in this relationship, get out of that relationship.
That's it. This is scary.
Seek help. Yep. Go to Codependence Anonymous.
If anyone screams at you all the time and then apologizes and says, I'll never do it again, and they scream at you the next week.
Yes.
Ugh.
That's abusive.
You're an abusive relationship. There's no we don't need to hear more.
And you're worth more. If you're in that relationship, you are worth more. You are worthy not to hear that bullshit.
Right. No one deserves that.
No one. Get out.
So, Christine, you guys, while all this is going on, like I can't believe this is all happening when Lauren isn't here.
It's true. It's true.
Still one of the greatest sayings of ever on the hills. Can't believe this is happening when Lauren isn't here. So Christine, she's like, I've not been able to sleep. I'm afraid of an earthquake. I'm afraid that I'll have to see a poor person on my way. On my way to leave on our private jet.
I'm afraid I'll have to eat sweet green.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm on a motorcycle, so I'm going to get a Ducati.
Because that way, from all the movies she's seen, when all the cars are stopped on the street,
she can be flying past them.
Flying through them, because I'm sure that's just the way it's going to work.
And with her helmet on, she won't see any of the carnage that's happening around her.
Exactly.
And any of the locals fleeing.
And you guys, the best thing you do when you go to a Ducati store, you bring your friend Kane and you bring your jewelry because you're in the midst of transporting all your crazy fancy jewelry.
Now, and she has with her 2 actual goons.
Actual
She
goons.
has, this is like, they were bought from the goon store. She rented these goons. Y'all, they are henchmen.
Welcome to Acme Goons. How can I help you?
Yes, I need to get 2 of your finest goons.
Sure. Take a look there. We've got black sunglasses, blue sunglasses, scary bald head, greasy long hair.
They're perfect.
Okay, take your pick.
They're exactly what I think of when I think of goons.
Thank you. We only take cash.
That's fine. What is it per person? $100,000? How much can I pay for a person?
I'll write it down. Y'all get your goons at Acme Goons, an unofficial sponsor of Reality Gaze.
Wow. So she's like, this is when Christine's like, in the world of high jewelry, you have to like earn your way there. So she's almost implying that Anna hasn't because she has the same Louis Vuitton necklace that Anna does.
I almost feel like she's saying no one. I actually took that more. She's saying she can compete with Anna and not many people can.
I see. That makes better sense.
Because Anna already is in that world.
Yep.
Clearly, Poodle and I know nothing about high jewelry.
We don't.
Although I'm sure one of us has had sex with a fastidious queen who has sold high jewelry.
Oh, yes. High jewelry, the 5th autobiography. The Life of Poodle Boudreaux. The last chapter is high jewelry.
High jewelry.
So we're kind of getting down to the last little thing before Anna's party, you guys. And in WeHo, Kevin and Jamie and Kim are hanging out. They're at a pool, and Jamie, we've only seen at their lunch.
Yes.
Jamie is basically saying, my family wanted me to do this, and I didn't. I kind of wanted to do fashion, and they're kind of like, they didn't really like that. Jamie is living in a place where she's paying $19,000 a month. This kind of area. I don't know where she is. In West Hollywood.
I can't imagine. Whereas Kevin is living in an apartment with roommates.
My favorite thing that Jamie said is, wait, you're living with other people?
Wait, you're living with other people? And he was like, yeah. And he pays $1,000 a month. And she said,
for his room.
That barely pays for shoes.
And I know they think that's funny to hear. And we can kind of laugh about it, but the amount of conspicuous consumption on this show does give me a little bit
gross.
of...
It is gross.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
I mean, but they bought a bunch of orphans, Poodle.
So it's okay.
It's all good now. It's all okay. That kind of happened. Nothing else matters except for Kevin took off his shirt and is wearing a little swimsuit. Oh. His ass,
his body.
I would motorboat his butt.
I would let him absolutely destroy me.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And beg him to.
Oh, yes.
So, and then they have a funny thing where Jamie didn't bring a suit, so he throws her in the water. Ha ha.
People saw Jamie. My TV got kind of staticky, and suddenly Jamie turned into a redhead. And maybe a little bit broader shoulders.
Yeah.
And Kevin was
little more back acne.
And Kevin was throwing me in the pool, and more of the water came out when he threw me in the pool. But we still had a good time.
Okay,
that's what I saw.
Okay,
that's what I saw.
So let's talk about Anna's party, y'all.
Okay, first of all, I want to talk about, because I've looked it up. She sold this house now recently. She's just starting to sell this house. But for people that look at her house, like her house looks beautiful, but you might think it looks a little modest.
Yeah.
People don't understand she lives in one of the most exclusive places in Los Angeles. I looked it up, this is on like Sunset Boulevard, where, the hills are up right on Sunset Boulevard and people's houses are right. Kind of like she lives in the house of what the musical Sunset Boulevard was based off of.
Yeah.
And apparently.
Not the actual one.
No. But apparently in this house was Shirley Temple lived in this house as a child.
It is luxe as fuck.
So y'all might think, it's old, and it's not that like modern and what you think is like nouveau
it's not selling
rich.
Sunset, those fucking little boxes.
This
they
is
try
people
to put on the
like
hills.
old money who live in houses like these. That they're the kind. If I was super rich, I would want to live in a house like that.
Right. No, I totally agree.
But with a new kitchen.
So the house is the light fixtures alone in this house.
But
I was blown away
you,
by.
I think she's selling this house for $16 million, which I've lived in Los Angeles too long.
That seems actually cheap.
I was like, that's not that much. But it goes to show you, Anna doesn't need to live in a $200 million Darren Spelling home.
Aaron Spelling.
Aaron, what did I say?
Darren Spelling. That's his brother.
Is it really his brother? No. Oh, that's his brother, y'all. Darren is
you mixed Darren Star with Aaron Spelling.
Yes.
I just read your thoughts.
Yes.
I've been doing this too long,
He's
y'all.
been doing this too long.
Get me out of here.
Anyway, Anna doesn't need that type of house.
No. So Christine shows up in her kind of Sally Bowles wig.
It's true. This wig I look like that.
You would look like Prince Valiant in it.
Oh, I was going to say, that like when Tweety Bird becomes large and eats a thing and has a little mop on his head. That's how I look. Poodle,
I could pull it off.
Looks stunning in this wig.
those are the kind of wigs that do well on me.
Stunning.
Kind of like a black Angillian wig.
Oh yes,
too.
Yeah, God,
we love Angillian.
God bless Angillian.
We also meet Cherie and Jesse, and Kane basically says she's like, they're great except for she filters their Instagram pictures a little too much. I'd say so.
They look crazy in their pictures. They have a kid. They're not married, which I guess is a big no-no.
Well, I know this from being in China, but I can say it in China, it's like the last cultural taboo is to be an unwed mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's very dishonorable for a family.
Progressive country.
Well, they're progressive about some things.
They are about some
but
things.
not about familial things. Oftentimes, yeah. Very old society.
We just don't know. We don't know. We don't have that. We're such a new country.
So, that's a big deal. It's weird that Kane would even say something like that. That's like, yeah, they're unmarried. A huge thing in Asian culture.
Well, I think that's where this show gets a little teachy, which I actually enjoy because it's something I don't know. But it is kind of like what you said, where it's not totally the Kardashian. It gets a little Indian matchmaking in that.
Yeah.
It's having to explain a world to you a bit.
I think it's finding its footing in this episode. Like I
think
said,
so,
I
too.
wish this episode would have been an hour long.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that.
I still don't know why Christine works the way I did not get anything. I don't know why Kane works the way he does.
No, I would have preferred like a 30 minutes of the who's who and then a 30 minutes of actual.
Yeah.
Let's get to
or do like Selling Sunset did and let it all be from Kevin's perspective. Like Kevin meeting all of these people.
Yeah.
Instead of giving us.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like they tried to split the baby a little bit.
I'm fine with more Kevin.
Me too. Because that's how the first episode of Selling Sunset
true.
was like Trishelle came to she was going to be a real estate agent.
That's true.
That's
such a stupid name.
Trishelle. you know why? You know where it came from. We were talking.
We
about
talked about it and I forgot.
It was like with a Shell station. And Trish was like someone else's name.
Someone's screaming at us right now.
Yeah.
Like, you just said this. Y'all, we did an episode of Selling Sun as a bi-curious episode.
I watched the whole thing because I was fucking obsessed with the show.
I bet Kevin smells good.
I think he does.
Doesn't he?
I bet his dick is really nice.
I bet it is
need to
too.
move on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they we're talking up to Christine is wearing her Louis Vuitton sapphire and blah blah blah
She's
necklace.
Wearing,
and she knows Anna also has that necklace. Now that's a shitty thing to do to your host. You're shaming your host.
And she even goes up to Anna and she said, "Oh, do you like my necklace?" Like she's so just thirsty for the attention, and Anna just says, "Oh, I have the same one."
Right. And she's like, "Oh, you do?" It's two bottoms talking again.
And so Anna is like,
I don't feel the need to compete with her, but if she wants to compete, I'll show her. And so what she does?
well, because Christine says, "Well, let me know when you're wearing yours, and I won't wear mine."
Ugh. Barf.
So anyway, go ahead, Poodle. What she does?
She says, "Can you move her place card down to the end?"
This is a Patricia
Y'all,
Altschul
this
move.
is a big dick energy move.
This is a big
You just
dick-
move that place card down,
Down.
and you do, because no one moves their own place cards.
No.
So you can't say, "Oh, I'll just go over here."
No.
No,
What? There
not
was
in
a reality
society.
show I watched where someone did that, and it was a big faux pas.
You don't never do that.
You never
The
do
host
that.
has set you. So
Yes.
she moves her, Christine, and her husband, Gabe, all the way to the end of the table. She's like, "Oh, more the undesirable area." And I went, "Oh, what a queen."
As Kate said, to the box to the left. As Beyonce, she just was like, bye. That's where this moment of this show, this, Kevin's body, and Crazy Andrew, I'm like, I'm interested.
Yeah, those are the three moments for me, too.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And Anna basically says, "If Christine wants to play games, let's do it." And Kane says, "This is like World War III, but more fun."
But more fun.
I'm looking forward. I think I said what I was disappointed in. Maybe the show will find its footing a little more. I'm loving the visuals, though.
I love the visuals.
And I like
love
the cast.
Anna. Yeah, I do like the cast. Anna also says this great line where she's like, "I figured she can figure it out on her own, and if not, I'm not going to explain it to her." Oh,
Y'all,
that is
Anna-
cunty lovely.
Anna is someone who's never had to explain herself to anyone.
Boy,
What a luxury.
What a luxury.
Yeah.
God, goals.
Anyway,
she is like Miss Pat.
she is. That's the show,
That's
y'all.
the show, y'all.
We
We went
are.
long because we had to explain a lot of
Yeah,
shit.
this was introing the show,
Well, we thank y'all for hanging
Thank
out
y'all
with
for
us today.
exploring new territory with us.
Which normally with Poodle can be a very weird experience.
That can be like all kinds of role play shit, y'all.
I'm not into that.
Ooh, Boy Scouts in the woods.
Okay. We're moving. Y'all, you can go to our website, realitygazepodcast.com.
That's not a ration pack.
Focus. You can also find us on Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast or find us on Twitter at Reality Gaze Pod. Now, listen, we're having this episode, and then the next episode of Bling Empire is going to jump on our regular feed.
Yep.
And then after that, the third episode onward, they're going to go behind on our Patreon. For anyone, we have 3 levels of our Patreon. Anyone, if the $5 tier, if you're
It
like,
gets you-
I just want to listen to this shit, just pay $5 and then.
Yeah.
But we let you
But
try
everybody-
before you buy.
Everybody on the Patreon gets it.
Everybody on the Patreon gets it. I'm excited. I think this will be a fun little binge. And also, don't forget that as you listen, we're going to have. We're excited to bring in new podcasters. So this is going to be a
Yes.
fun little experiment.
So, y'all, with that, we say, stay glamorous.
Glamorous.
Take a glamorous life.
Flirty, flirty.
Oh, the flowers say, oh, the glamorous. Oh, the glamorous, glamorous, oh, the glamorous. Oh, the flousy. Yo, how can I get Kevin to fuck me? Anytime I want a boom, boom. I want to beg for it day and night. Oh, wow, 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 wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna get it done, Kevin. Get in here. That's what Daddy